Alright, welcome to another video in this series. This is the second video in this series, and we are going to be considering basic operations involving fractions. Alright, in this lesson we are going to be solving some series of questions as an introduction to the kind of questions we are going to find in WAEC under this topic. Alright, we are going to actually do very basic examples. These are very simple examples. So they are the primary examples that you will find anywhere, and you can easily use to use the knowledge of this to attempt questions in WAEC. Right, so we are going to keep it simple as we always do. All right, let's go to number one. Number one says that we should subtract 1 over 1 over 2 from 2 over 2 over 3. So we have 2 over 2 over 3 minus 1 over 1 over 2. Now there are two things we can do here. There are two methods. Is either we solve it directly or we convert these fractions. Remember the last time we talked about fractions, which are, this is a mixed fraction, this is a mixed fraction. So we could convert them to what kind of fraction? To the improper fraction. So if we convert this to improper fraction, we are going to have 2 by 3. We have 6 plus 2, we have 8 over 3 minus 2 by this 2 plus 1, we have 3 over 2. And the next step is to take the LCM of the denominators. Now the LCM of 2 and 3 is 6. So we have 6 here. Now 3 in 6 we have 2. 2 times 8 we have 16. Minus then 2 in 6 we have 3. 3 times 3 we have 9. Then next, we are now going to subtract the numerators. 9 from 16 we have 7 over 6. Then this being an improper fraction, we convert back into a mixed fraction. We have this 6 and 7, we have 1, remainder 1 over 6, and that is our answer. Alright. The second method, so this is like the method 1. The second method is also quite simple. What we are going to do is we have 2 over 2 over 3 minus 1 over 1 over 2. In this method, you don't need to convert. So what you do is you simply subtract the whole numbers, 2 minus 1, and you have 1. LCM of 2 and 3 being 6, you have 2 and 3. The same step you now took on this one, in this part here, is the same step you're going to take here. So you have 3 in 6, you have 2 by 2, you have 4 minus 2 in this, 3 by 1, 3. So you have 1 over 4 minus 3, you have 1 over 6. So you see it's the same answer. So you can use either of the methods. Alright, for the next one, now the very important thing here is that you must take note of the sign. The sign is very important, because if you misplace the sign or misconstrue the sign, you're going to really fail the question. Alright, so in order not to get the question wrong, look at the sign intently. Alright, so you have 1 over 2 over 3 in the next case, plus 1 over 1 over 4. Alright, we are going to follow. So I'm going to use this second method. I think it's quite faster. So we are going to use both methods to keep it simple. Let's use both methods. So in method 1, we still have to convert. So 2 by 3. Remember, we have 3 by plus 2. We have 5 over 3 plus this multiplies this to give you 4 plus 1. You have 5 over 4. Alright, now the LCM of 3 and 4 is 12. You are going to find the LCM of denominator and put it here. So you see this denominator in this denominator is 4 times, so that is 12 divided by 3 rather. That is 4. 4 by 5, you have 20 plus 4 in 12. 3 by 5, you have 15. So you have this plus this, you have 35 over 12. So 35 over 12 is an improper fraction. So we have to convert again to the mixed fraction form, which is the acceptable form. So we have 12 in 35. That is 2 times remainder 11 over 12. Because if you multiply this, we're going to have 24. 24 plus 11 is 35. All right. The second method is this. We have the same question, 1 over 2 over 3 plus 1 over 1 over 4. So all we do is add the whole numbers, and we have the LCM of this 12. 1 plus 1, 2. All right. 3 in 12, we have 4 rather. By that, we have 8. 4 by 2, we have 8. Plus 4 in 12, we have 3. 3 by 1, we have 3. So we have 2 over 8 plus 3, 11 over 12. So you see this method 2 is quite direct. So, well, you can choose to use whatever method works for you. Now, this method is very good because sometimes the question might be quite ambiguous. I'm going to give us that kind of question. I'm going to give that kind of example where this method is very useful and quite direct. All right. So in this next question, number 3, question 3 says, this is question 2. Question 3 says 1 over 2 over 3 times 1 over 1 over 4. What we're supposed to do here, now there is no two ways about this because now the sign has changed. Remember, the sign we used here was subtraction, the sign here addition, but now the sign is multiplication. So because the sign has changed, the method of operation here is going to change as well. All right. Now in this case, the method of there's only one method of operation, and that is simply converting first. We cannot work with them in this mixed fraction form, so we have to convert it into a single fraction, that is an improper form. So we have this by this, we have 5 plus this by this 3 plus 2, we have 5 over 3 multiplied by 4 by 1, that is 4 plus 1, we have 5 over 4. So now how do the idea here is that we cut numbers that are on top of each other. So a number that is on top can only cut a number that is under. So if you are on the same level, a number on top and another number on top cannot cut each other or divide each other, and a number under and as well under cannot divide each other. So what I'm simply saying is a numerator cannot cut a numerator, denominator cannot cut a denominator anywhere, but numerators always cut denominators and vice versa. So you have 5 by 5 here. Now, if we decide to cut here, you discover that there is nothing that can cut it. This is a prime number, this is a prime number, this is a prime number, this is the only number that is not prime here. So in essence, since none of this can go in the other, so we just multiply directly. So we have 5 by 5, we have 25 over this by this, we have 12. And our answer is going to be 12 here. We have 1 over 1 over 12. Now, listen. If something can cut, like one of this can divide the other, you need to cut. You must cut before multiplying. All right. Now I'm going to go to the next question. All right. In question 4. Now this is very important. This question 4. Because you are going to see now there is a mixture of the plus, the addition and subtraction family, and as well the division sign. So you see, we are supposed to use these two operations in this case. Now there is a particular ideology that behind this expression, and we use a particular mnemonic to actually resolve it. So for example, the mnemonic is actually BODMAS. BODMAS standing for bracket, then O for off, D for division, then M for multiplication, then A for addition, S for subtraction. Now the idea is that whenever you see this is the order of operation, this is the order of operation. So the order of priority. So like brackets takes the highest priority of the next, division the next, multiplication the next, addition the next, subtraction the next. Think of it as power. Like the bracket has more power, so it's going to be attended to first. Then off has the next power. Then division is next in hierarchy of power. So it's like the hierarchy of their powers. Their significance, or would I say their relevance. So we give them priority in this direction. So the highest priority is given to brackets, expressions in brackets, and the least priority is given to subtraction, expressions that have to do with subtraction. Right. Now this does not mean that if an expression has to do with subtraction and is inside the bracket, we won't consider it. Because it is already embedded in the bracket, it's going to be given the topmost priority, although it has subtraction. It is a subtraction expression. So because it is in bracket, it will still be given priority. All right, so let's solve that question. We have 4 over 5 minus 3 over 5 divided by 1 over 2. Right, the idea here is that it is good to first convert all of this. But before that, let us check this BODMAS. Now, which one comes first? We have division, we have subtraction, and division. So obviously division has more power than subtraction. Hence, we are going to do this. Notice I put it in brackets. The reason why I put it in brackets is because we are taking it as giving it priority over this other expression. So we are going to put in bracket that we are solving this first. Now, the best way to attend this question is to attend this question just underneath it. So that it's going to be easy. Right, so we have 3 over 5 divided. Now, division in basic operation changes to times so that we can be able to cut wherever necessary. So we are going to change this division to multiplication. Now, whenever division changes to multiplication, the later fraction becomes an inverse fraction. I mean, we take the inverse of that fraction or the reciprocal of that fraction. So reciprocal of a fraction means the fraction turned upside down, or 1 divided by that fraction. So in essence, so this fraction is going to turn upside down such that 2 will go up and 1 will come down. So we have 2 by 3, we have 6 over 5. Now subtracted from 4 number. So we have 4 number 4 over 5. Here we can easily, let me separate this. Here we can easily change this, convert this to improper fraction so that it will look alike with this, or we'll convert this to mixed fraction. I guess converting to mixed fraction will be faster. So we have 4 number 4 over 5 minus 1 number 1 over 5. So we have this minus this, we have 3 number. So we have LCM 5 and 5 being 5 and 5. We have 4 minus 0 is 1. So we have 3 whole number. This minus this 3 over 5. And that is the answer to this question. Alright, in special cases, now this is the kind of question that you expect in WAEC. No, they are going to be more tedious than this, but they are actually going to follow these BODMAS. They are going to scatter many operations in one. So there are so many operations that they are going to put in one. You shouldn't expect just subtraction and addition also. They're going to scatter many operations in one question. So look at the reason why I said converting sometimes helps is this. Look at a question like this. If I have 4 number, for example, 4 over 1 over 2 minus 2 number 3 over 4. Look at this kind of example. Now, if I don't want to convert, I will do this. 4 minus 2. I'm going to have 2 number. Then I draw my line. I have LCM of 2 and 4. I have 4. 2 in 2. I have 2 by 1. I have 2. Minus 4 in 4. 4. 4 in 4. 1. 1 by 3 is 3. Now you see here, if I subtract, I'm going to get a negative. So, and how do I now get the negative? What I will now do is I'm going to bring this one up and reduce this whole number by 1. If I reduce the whole number by 1, I'm going to have one number. Then I bring this 4 to be added to this so that it can be subtracted by this 3. So we have 4 here. And I have one number. This plus is 6 minus 3 over 4. So obviously, this might look complicated. But the easiest way to do this is simply to convert from the beginning. So if I convert here, I'm going to have 9 over 2 minus 2 by this plus this. I'm going to have 11 over 4. So LCM of 2 and 4 is 4 still. 2 in 4, 2 plus, times 18 times 9, we have 18 minus 4 in this one, 11. So subtract this, we have 7 over 4. Now we convert this, we're going to have 1 over 4. So you see that it is quite easier to work when you have converted. So that is why sometimes it's good to convert to the improper fraction, because it's quite handy sometimes. All right, this will be the end for this tutorial. We are going to solve some WAEC questions afterwards. See you in the next video. But before then, if you do like this content, subscribe to the channel, because we keep everything